Why? Because they were prepared for a wrong generation. Our task, who are still in universities, we need to find these seeds and grow them, because into these seeds our greatness was hidden. We understand that even if we celebrate today, the challenges facing our generation are the greatest in our lifetime. As we celebrate today, we know that there are over 256,000 professionals languishing on the streets of our capital, looking for scarce jobs that offer little pay and much pay. You graduate at such a time when every year our institutions bring into over 400,000 trained young people into the labor market. But our economy can only try to avail 90,000 jobs. It's a tragedy. You graduate at such a time when our natural environment is getting systematically destroyed in the name of creating room for the aspirations of modern life. Natural forests are being cut down, replaced with eucalyptus and pine forests. Wetlands are being filled with soil because we need to construct new houses. Floods are becoming part of our life. You graduate at such a time when the unlucky majority of our people live on a lonely island of punishing poverty and disease, and have lost hope in the promises of our effort. Today as we speak, you graduate at such a time when many other Africans are drowning in the sea, trying to run away, to get enslaved in Europe, Asia, and America. Right now, there are so many thousands of young people struggling and pleading to embassies for visas to run away because they think there are no opportunities here. But I always ask myself, if someone cannot survive in a country where all areas are still virgin, how can they survive in a country where survival is determined and defined by how extraordinary you are in the mind? These are all challenges. Young people are being used, young girls are being used in Asia. Men are being deported with HIV/AIDS. Young people are dying every day. In the 18th century, Europeans used to come here to take our forefathers by force. Today, young people put chains in their heads and they take themselves by force. You graduate at such a time when corruption has penetrated the veins of our political institutions and steadily blocking the quota of our economy. These are all challenges, not for anyone else, but for you and I. This is a challenge that we have, to look beyond our feet, to see beyond how much that is getting into our pockets, but to focus on the future of this nation, because it is never for us. We borrowed it from future generations, and we're supposed to keep it for those that are supposed to be here tomorrow. I want you to ask yourself, why isn't your mother or your father seated where you're sitting? We are created in this unique moment of time to work upon the unique challenges of our time. And when this time comes to an end, we will all die. But I want you to ask yourselves, parents who are here, what world are you living for this country, for your children? We have chosen our stomachs over the future. We are sacrificing this nation. We are sacrificing future generations because of our interests. One person might be asking him or herself, what can we do? I do not come here with definitive solutions to these challenges, but what I do understand is that meeting these challenges will require people who have formed themselves, who know who they are, what they want, what it takes them to get it and when they want it. And it is going to require us to think in new ways about the notions of sustainable change and the imperatives of lasting impact. One thing that I do understand or know is that we can sit idly by and become mere spectators of the events of our time. We must be the events in our time. It is time to stop waiting for outside forces to intervene in our personal circumstances, yet solutions to a large part of our problems are within ourselves. It is time to stand up for who we are and what we want this country to be. One thing that you must know today, that whatever you permit, you're responsible for. Whatever you avoid, you cannot change. This is our duty, this is our responsibility, especially you, the land. Martin Luther once said that we shall remember not the strident claim of the bad people, but the appalling silence of the good people. The world will not remember the actions of the bad people, but the silence of you, the land. The leads, who consider yourselves to be leads, this is your challenge. You have sidelined so many things. You find so many things along the way that are wrong, but you give in to them. I always tell young people that I talk to, whenever you have such a time, don't focus on what you've achieved. Focus on your responsibility and duty. You have a responsibility of changing this nation, changing your lives, and making this country a different country. Therefore, to you graduates, like it happened to Moses in Genesis, and it happened to me some years back, today it is happening to you like it happened over 2,000 years ago. Today you're going to receive your own mess. Moses was given a stick. Today you're being given a certificate and a transcript that you must use in this exodus to create a sustainable path of hope in this flowing river of hopelessness. Your school, Kampala International College, has not prepared you to go out there and seek for yourselves the pleasures of life, but rather to hope in laying new foundations for our communities, businesses, and preparing a nation for a new age. This is your responsibility. I want to tell you a story. So many people think they have a lot of time. After I graduated with my first degree, I had a friend, my best friend, Peter. We graduated together, we looked for jobs, we got jobs, and we created jobs. Then came an organization that was, they had a campaign, wash your hands. They were teaching Africans to wash their hands after using latrine or toilet. And foreign people had put in a lot of money. So Peter sat down and said, this is not good. He wrote a concept paper on how we wanted to change this campaign and make it more effective and efficient without underrating our true self as Africans. Because he knew that I love reading and writing, he brought the concept paper to me and told me, please help me go through it, make edits and advise me on how I can go about it. So he left the papers with me and he went. I gave him 3 days. We were supposed to meet after 3 days and share out this concept paper before he could submit it. That weekend I was supposed to meet him. I was unable because I was away. So he had to wait. Then the following weekend, we scheduled to meet, but when time came, I told him I'm tired. I didn't meet him. So because he was intimate with football, he decided to go and watch the World Cup final at Rugugo. That night, I received a call from my friend sitting somewhere there. After midnight, asking me, have you heard what has happened? I told him I don't know. He told me there have been bomb blasts at Rugugo. Because it was a bit far away by then, it was night, I was sad. I told him we could wait the following day to see what had transpired. In the morning, as as news came along, one of other friends of ours told us that Peter was there. And because he loved football, he was one of those people who were at the front. So we read newspapers, names were coming out, and I saw Peter Biegwas. So we started searching for him around, and we found him at Kampala International Hospital. He was such in a sorry state. His eyes could see, could look, but could not see. Sometimes he could try to be like he wanted to talk, but he could not talk. The doctors told us that they were waiting for him to die, to have a natural death, because fragments had entered his brain, and his brains had started rotting. Peter didn't make it that evening. He died. We attended his funeral in Masaka and left him there. So as a way of remembering him, I came back to check into my old documents and albums. So as I was looking into these pictures and photos that we had taken in our university, I came across this concept paper. I decided to read word by word again. Then I saw this brilliance, this intelligence, these great ideas that would have changed this campaign and maybe made East Africa better. They had died with him. Every time I find my own time, I think about him. He died with these great ideas. He never had an opportunity to see his thoughts in action. One person who said that the wealthiest place on the planet is not the Bunyoro oil fields or the Karamoja diamond and gold mines, but the grave. Because deep in the graves, we have books that were never read, ideas that were never acted upon. We have music that we never listened to, books that were never published. We had great people that never came to see their greatness. I want to tell you right now that you don't have the time. There are so many people who were here yesterday but have not showed up today. There are so many people here. I'm not a prophet of doom, who might not show up tomorrow. You don't have a guarantee that you're going to be here for the next 10 years. So whatever dream that you have, if it's about starting a small salon, start it today and now. If it's about going back to school, go back today. If it's about doing what you must do and you know you have to do it right now. I do understand that success may not come quickly or easily. But if you strive to do what is right, if we work hard and dream big, if we set an example in our own lives and do our part to meet the challenges of our time, then I'm confident that together, as it has been for 8 years, for those 4 or 5 years, we'll be able to march forward and answer the call of our future generation. Right now, we are called to summon a new spirit of service, a new spirit of sacrifice and dedication, to renew our faith and hope in the possibilities of our dreams and the possibilities of our country. We are called to do our work so well that no man living and no man dead and no man yet to be born can do it any better. We are called to rise above any limitations placed upon our thinking by this environment and be the best examples of our generation. We are called to be vigilant and optimistic in these greatest moments of celebration as well as challenges. Through the finest of times and the shades of ours, to continue marching forward, believing in who we are, pursuing our dreams, and never accept any challenge. Because whatever challenge that we face, no challenge of human destiny is beyond our capacity. So my young brothers and sisters, I came here simply to remind you of the urgency of the moment. We can no longer keep quiet. We can no longer just live life as rats. We need to find out who we are and pursue. We need to use our gifts to inspire this generation to change. What you're given in school is not what you are looking for. A diploma certificate that you're getting today is not what you are looking for. It is just a chance for you to pursue what you're looking for. I urge all of you, irrespective of how old you are, how much responsibility that you carry, to pursue your dreams. Thank you so much for God, my origin and my country.
Yamagezi kigowa hatta n'abayizi
okusooka nze muntu akkiririza mu bintu ebitono. Katonda bwe yali atonda ensi eno, ebintu ebisinga ebinene ennyo yabikweka mu bintu ebitono. Gwe singa owayo ekiseera n'olowooza ku ngeri ky'omwana jjajja mu lubuto lwa nnyina ate n'akula n'avaamu omusajja kati ffe aboogera. Ebiseera ebisinga ebintu eby'amaanyi bitandika nga bitono. Kaakati bw'otunuulira Kampala International College eyinza okuba nga tennaba kugejja kutuuka ku zissettendekero ezimanyiddwa mu Uganda, naye ate mu mbeera weeri mmanyi nti bw'otunuulira ekiriwo kati kikuwa essuubi ku kiki ekigenda okubeerawo mu myaka 3 n'etaano okuva kati, era mmanyi nti